The FPS genre has always been one of the biggest in gaming, and now in 2025, mobile devices are finally powerful enough to deliver some truly console-quality first-person shooters. We've got tactical team-based games, survival horror, battle royales, and even some historical shooters making a comeback. Whether you're looking for quick online matches or immersive campaigns, this year has something for every type of FPS fan. So in today's video, we're counting down the top 10 best FPS mobile games of 2025. Get your thumbs ready and let's jump right into it. Starting off at number 10, we have Weltkrieg 1. If you're a fan of military history, this one's for you. Weltkrieg 1 drops you into the mud and trenches of World War I with 10v10 battles across gritty atmospheric maps. The standout here is realism. You're using authentic weapons like bolt-action rifles, revolvers, and bayonets, each with its own handling quirks. Add in tanks and cannons and you've got matches that feel both strategic and chaotic. The presentation is dark and heavy with smoke, mud, and weather effects creating a strong battlefield vibe. Compared to faster arcade shooters, Weltkrieg 1 is slower and more methodical, which some players will love and others might find a little too sluggish. Personally, I like the attention to detail, but I'll admit that if you're used to more modern shooters, it can feel punishing. Breaking into number 9, we have Destiny Rising. Destiny Rising is a bold step for Bungie and NetEase, bringing the Destiny universe to mobile but with its own spin. Instead of creating a custom Guardian like in Destiny 2, here you pick from preset heroes, each with a unique combat style and ability set. The story takes place in an alternate timeline after the Dark Age, and it's actually packed with lore that fans will recognize. The environments are impressive, with iconic places like the Sanctuary of Haven or the frozen units of Jiangxi subway looking stunning on mobile. The mission blends combat and exploration with a satisfying mix of shooting and using your character's powers. It feels like Destiny, just trimmed down to be more mobile-friendly. That being said, if you're used to the scale of Destiny 2 on PC or console, you might feel a little restricted. Coming in at number 8, we have Farlight 84. Farlight 84 has been around for a while, but its big update this year introduced a first-person mode that completely changes the experience. Switching to FPP makes gunfights way more immersive. The shooting feels smoother, movement is more responsive, and overall, it just feels more polished compared to its earlier versions. The vibrant graphics and flashy effects make every fight pop. The game mixes battle royale chaos with hero abilities and tactical buddies, giving you plenty of ways to outplay opponents. That combination of fast-paced shooting with unique abilities is what sets it apart from other BRs. Performance-wise, it can still be hit or miss. On high-end devices, it runs beautifully, but on older phones, you might experience lag or high ping. Next up at number 7, we have World War Legion. This one takes us to World War II with fast-paced multiplayer combat across different modes like Conquest and Arms Race. The weapons are authentic, rifles, shotguns, pistols, and each has its own feel that takes some practice to master. The graphics are impressive with battlefields that look gritty and war-torn. In Conquest mode, teams fight to control territories while Arms Race constantly switches your weapon after each kill, keeping the gameplay fresh. The teamwork aspect is huge here. Matches feel intense when everyone is coordinating, but if you get stuck with a team that doesn't communicate, it can be frustrating. That said, World War Legion nails the atmosphere of large-scale battles. If you're a fan of shooters like Call of Duty World at War, this will feel familiar but still engaging on mobile. Down to number 6, we have I Am Your Beast. Now this one's a bit different. I Am Your Beast combines comic book visuals with brutal FPS action, giving it a style that feels like a mix of 13, Doom, and Rambo. There are 4 modes: Story, Challenge, COI Support Group, and Cold Sweat. Missions are short but varied, with objectives ranging from eliminating enemies to destroying satellite uplinks or surviving waves. What I really like is the creativity in combat. You're not just shooting, you can stomp enemies, throw knives, lob grenades, or even chuck empty guns when ammo runs dry. It's chaotic, but in the best way. On the downside, some levels can get frustrating. Tight corridors, obstacles, and low lighting in night missions sometimes make it hard to move smoothly. But the witty dialogue, stylish cutscenes, and pounding soundtrack more than make up for it. Moving on to number 5, we have Tactical Ops. Tactical Ops is EdCon Games' answer to the Counter-Strike formula, with quick 5-minute matches where teams of 5 battle it out. The most popular mode is Team Deathmatch, but there are plenty of others like Free-for-All and Capture the Flag. The weapon customization is deep. You can add scopes, magazines, stocks, silencers, and more, creating hundreds of combinations. Each weapon has stats you can upgrade as you level up, which keeps progression interesting. Gameplay is fast and accessible, making it great for casual players who don't have time for long matches. The downside is that matches can sometimes feel a little chaotic and the balance between weapons isn't always perfect. Some guns definitely feel stronger than others. But overall, Tactical Ops does a good job of delivering that quick-hit FPS experience that's perfect for mobile sessions. Next up at number 4, we have Wall of Insanity 2. This one shifts gears from pure multiplayer into survival horror. Wall of Insanity 2 puts you in the shoes of a lone cop trapped in a nightmare world after a raid on a cult goes wrong. The sequel improves on the first game with smarter enemy AI, more weapons, and better combat mechanics. But what really sets it apart is the atmosphere. You're exploring collapsing tunnels, ruined cities, and twisted dimensions while piecing together the fate of your squad. It's not all about combat either. There are collectibles, diaries, and survivors that add depth to the story. Difficulty is customizable, so you can make it punishing or a bit more forgiving depending on your mood. From my perspective, the controls can still feel a little clunky compared to mainstream FPS titles, especially when aiming quickly. Coming in at number 3, we have Rage Effect. Rage Effect feels like a traditional online FPS where you team up with others worldwide and try to wipe out the enemy team. The arsenal is pretty big, with plenty of rifles, shotguns, and explosives to experiment with. The 3D graphics are solid, and the control scheme will feel familiar if you've played any other modern shooter on mobile. There's also an integrated chat tab, which is handy for coordinating with your team during heated matches. Now, Rage Effect doesn't really reinvent the wheel. It doesn't have a standout gimmick like Valorant's agents or Destiny's powers, but sometimes that's not a bad thing. If you just want straightforward FPS action with clean shooting mechanics, Rage Effect delivers exactly that. As a player, I'd say the maps could use a bit more variety since after a while they start to blend together. Next up at number 2, we have Zombie Harbor. Sometimes you don't need fancy abilities or high-tech weapons, just you, a gun, and a horde of zombies. Zombie Horror is all about pure survival, dropping you into post-apocalyptic cities crawling with the undead. Each level throws different types of zombies at you, and the further you go, the tougher they get. There's a nice arsenal of weapons to choose from: pistols, shotguns, rifles, explosives, and upgrading them feels satisfying, though also expensive. You really have to decide carefully what to upgrade because costs rise steeply as you progress. What I enjoy is that you can play it offline, which makes it perfect for quick sessions without worrying about your connection. But at the same time, the gameplay loop can feel repetitive after a while. Survive a wave, upgrade, repeat. And finally at number 1, we have Valorant Mobile. Valorant has been one of the most popular tactical shooters on PC for years, and Riot Games has finally brought it over to mobile. The impressive thing is just how close this version feels to the original. You still get those tense 5v5 matches where every round matters, with attackers trying to plant the spike and defenders doing everything to stop them. Setup is surprisingly painless. You just log in via WeChat or QQ, no phone verification required, and the game downloads the rest of the data. Matches play out exactly like on PC. First team to 8 rounds wins, with rounds ending when the spike explodes, is defused, or one team gets wiped out. The big highlight here is Riot's roster of agents, each with their own unique abilities that add layers of strategy to the gunplay. And that wraps up our list. If you enjoyed this roundup, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more game recommendations. Which game caught your eye? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.